Welcome back to the video series on creating a Sudoku puzzle solver in Java. In our last video, we got our Sudoku board class able to read from a file and then print out exactly what it sees. So in this video, we need to get that so that it's actually putting those values into our board. So right here, instead of printing, we actually want to do something else with it. Now, if we think about our line here, it's actually a string with spaces in it. And Java has a very handy utility method for working with strings that lets us split that on a space. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a string array called nums. All right. And notice this is inside the while loop. So the scope of this string array is only inside the while loop, which I think is okay for right now. And I'm just going to say equals st, which is, remember, that's the line, dot split. And what that's going to do is it's going to split it up. Let's see here. I think we actually have to give it something inside there. So we're going to say split, and inside there put a space. Okay, so now we have a string array, which is a bunch of nums. So you know what, let's go ahead and say system.out.println arrays.toString nums, just so we can see what's happening. Now this is probably going to say something like, I don't know what arrays is, so we'll have to do an import. If it will let me go up here, quick fix, import arrays. There we go. And so now if we compile this and we run it, now we have lists. Now you'll notice that we do get an empty list at the end. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this. So we need to make sure, the idea is we want to turn these into numbers and put them into our board. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a counter out here, right? So out here I'm going to say int row equals 0. Right? So that's going to be my current row. And then inside of this while loop, I'm going to read in each of these numbers, right? Each of these rows, each of these lines, and then it splits. And so now I'm going to say for int c equals 0, c less than nums.length, c++. I want to put, say, board at the given row, at the given column, is equal to, I actually want to get the integer value out of this. So I'm going to say integer.parseInt nums at index c. Okay. And then after that for loop, I need to then say row plus plus. So we go to the next row. Now, we got to be careful here because I think this might actually, this is liable to cause an error. Let's find out. Yep, out of bounds exception. Because think about it, this last thing is empty. And so I only want to do this part right here if there's something in nums. So I'm going to say if nums.length is greater than 0, then do all of this. All right, so now I think if we compile, we run, still getting out of bounds exception. Let's see what's going on here. 0, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That seems okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That seems okay. So what is going on here? Why is it going out of bounds? Index 9 out of bounds for length 9. So it must be that our row is getting too large. What's happening? Nums.length. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put something called a breakpoint in here. And then I'm going to use my debugger. And we're going to try to figure out what's happening. Okay, so at this point, row is 0. All right. ST is that first one. So we'll go ahead and step over. C is 0. C is 1. 2. Okay. And so we're reading that in. That's fine. Row is now 1. Okay. So that's working. Okay. Those 2. Really want to try to keep going here. So we'll step over. All right, so the columns is okay. It's got to be this row thing. All right, so row is 3. Row is 3. Row is 4. I think I actually want to change my breakpoint up here. Row is 5. Row is 6. Row is 7. Row is 8. Okay, so now row is 9. Let's go ahead and step into. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Step back out. Okay, so now we'll step. Okay, so empty. Okay, now nums.length. Now, okay. So st is an empty string. It has one thing. There it is. So nums has one element. All right, so we'll stop this. Okay, so nums does have an element. Okay. All right, so what we'll do here is instead of nums greater than 0, we'll say if the length of nums is equal to 9, then do this, right? In other words, there's 9 things. So that should fix our problem here. Let's go ahead and compile and run. Cool. No more errors. So let's go ahead and let's go back to our tester now. And instead of board being this, all right, let's go ahead and make a new Sudoku board. So Sudoku board B equals new Sudoku board. And I feel like if for a constructor, we would really like it if it took in a string, right? If we gave it a string, it should just go ahead and load the file. So I'll tell you what, let's go back to our board here and let's write another constructor. All right, so what we'll do is we'll do Sudoku board and then we'll say string file name. So if we take in a file name, it's going to create the board and then read from file name. Now again, read from file can throw an exception, and so we'll do a try catch block around it. Alright, so we'll try to read that, and then we'll throw the error if it doesn't, or we'll catch the error if it doesn't. So there's that. So now in our tester, we should just be able to say Sudoku board equals s01a.txt. And then right here, we should just be able to say board equals b.getBoard. And so now if we do Java Sudoku tester, and we can watch it solve that board. Of course, I mean, it seems to be taking a while. If we change this to false, then it's not going to take forever. And there we go. It solves it immediately. So there we go. We have it now. We have our Sudoku board class, which is able to read in a file. We updated our constructor so that it can take in the file name. I'm going to go ahead and do an add, a commit, and a push here. So my message will be add constructor with file name. And there we go. So that's it for this video. In our next video, we will try to get it to read from a website. Well, instead of having to download these text files, let's see if we can get it to go to that website, grab the file, download it, and then solve it. So, catch you next time.